Hello, Ortega here. We're playing Pokemon Violet, and the next thing we're gonna do is go towards the last Team Star team, the Fairy Crew. At the moment, I'm currently trying to evolve and Bisharp in the final evolution, only available in Scarlet and Violet. What you need to do is catch and Bisharp with the item Leader Crest. You can find that in the area. You can find the Bisharp only in this area, which is where you also have to fight the Team Star fight crew. And here you have to catch a Panyard that walks around with a Bisharp that walks around in a group of Panyards, so they spawn as in several Pokemons at the same time, such as this Pokemon here, the Mushroom. So you need to look for a Bisharp that spawns in a group with Panyards, and then when you do that, you have to have the same Bisharp that you catch. You have to catch it, and then it will help the Leader Crest shard, and then you have to defeat with that Bisharp 3 other Bisharp that also spawn in a group of Panyards, because it's like a battle of leaders that the Bisharp has to defeat, and then it will evolve in the final evolution. Because you can, somewhere I also read, you can catch the item Leader Crest by using the Dark type move Thief, which steals an item the Pokemon holds, but I tried that a few times and the Bisharp didn't hold the Leader Crest item. But I did get the Leader Crest item by catching the Bisharp, and I make sure that the Bisharp has moves. You teach it moves that is advances to Dark type and Dark and Steel type. So then you mostly towards Ground type moves for Steel type. Dark moves, Dark type Pokemon are weak against Fighting types. So that the Bisharp can more easily defeat others, because all the Pokemon in the area are around level 50. And you also have to evolve the Bisharp 1 level after you defeated 3 Bisharp in a group of Panyards. Then it needs to level up one level, and then it should evolve. This is the first group, so you have to attack this Pokemon. So we have to find 3 times a Bisharp that spawns in that shows up in a group of other Panyards. Then we have to try to defeat it. So it's a Dark and Steel type, and Dark types are weak against fight attacks, and Steel types are also weak against ground moves. Now we have to look for another Bisharp. This is gonna be group 2. No, it's the Panyard. We need to defeat the Bisharp. It runs off. So this is gonna be the second one. Like always, Dark Steel types are weak against fighting, and fighting against Dark, and Ground type attacks to Steel moves. Now we need to find one more group, because you need to defeat 3 in total. And then Bisharp needs to level up 1 level, and also, as always, Pokemon will receive more experience points when 1-on-1 instead of using the auto battle option. This is gonna be the third Bisharp. Then we have to train it to level up 1 level. Then it should evolve. Unless we did something wrong. third Bisharp. Since we get more experience points with fighting directly. I don't know if it's the game or something, but I noticed that a lot more Bisharp spawn as well as in groups. And I actually have a Bisharp as my first Pokemon that goes out. Can be a coincidence, I don't know. So you can get a Bisharp quite early in the game as well, because then you can catch an Fine, but it will take a while till it evolves in Bisharp, and of course you have to get to this area to be able to evolve it into the final evolution. I don't know the name for sure, but it's a samurai looking Pokemon. And your Bisharp has to hold the item leader crest. Yes, it evolves, so we did all things correct. So the easiest way is to catch a Bisharp that spawns in a group of Binards, so you know for sure that it will holds the leader crest. Then you need to have the same Bisharp you just caught has to defeat three in total Bisharp that also spawn in a group of Vineyards, and after you do that it needs to level once and then to evolve. And now it evolves in the final evolution. Oh yeah, that was the name. King Gambit. And now you have a King Gambit for your own. So in Dark is Steel type Pokemon, so it can be, if you want you can have it in your team. So we have one last team star to defeat. That's the Fairy Crew, led by Ortega. That's where we're headed next to. Okay, I'm side cave on this side, and you get there in by the green pasture here on the side. You enter and you're able to find 3 TMs, which are all related to, I guess, the main starter Pokemon, Frenzy Plant, Hydro Cannon, and Blast Burn. So it seems you can only teach these moves as well to starter Pokemon only. Because Blast Burn, Hydro Cannon, and Frenzy Plant was from I think the Sinnoh region with the starter Pokemon like Chimchar, Torterra, and Piplup. Because you can only teach them to starter Pokemon, same as the pledge attacks, such as Water Pledge, Grass Pledge, and Fire Pledge, which you can also find in the map. You can find them on an island. You can find those on this island. Next to near Levincia, the moment you can cross the water, you can get to that island and you will find those 3 TMs, only teachable to starter type Pokemon. So the starter Pokemon you start with in all the Pokemon games. So after exploring and evolving Bisharp, we're headed to the Team Star Fairy Crew. but that's very often, so we're gonna do a bit faster towards it because it will automatically trigger when you're close enough. I see you're almost at the 5th base. Hold up inside there is Team Star's last remaining squad. You fought well to make it this far. Thank you. Clive. So you made it as well, Clive? Of course. It's a last base. I wouldn't want to miss out on the action. Clive, I owe you my thanks. Your help has been invaluable to the operation. I'm sorry I was so worried of you at first. Well, that's water under the bridge. When we're finished with this base, will that be the end of Operation Starfall then? Not quite. We still need to handle Team Star's secret mastermind last of all. Do you have any leads on how to find them? I'm hoping they come out into the open once all the squad bosses have stepped down. We've come so far, only a few more steps left. Don't let me down, either of you. Cassiopeia's hung up. Alright. Thanks to you, I've slowly but surely come to understand Team Star. I know what I need to do. I know what my final decision will be. For that, I can't thank you enough. Take care in that base. Sorry for getting all polite there. Don't know what came over me. Ooh. Let's catch that Pokemon first. Vespiquen. Evolution of Combi, which only happens to the female Combi Pokemon. So catch rate goes a bit up as you collect Pokemon badges, but it's not impossible to try to catch Pokemon even if you don't have badges at all. It would just take a bit more persistence and more Pokeballs. Okay, I cannot really attack the Pokemon because if I do I probably defeat it. Vespiquen is a bug type Pokemon. So we got it. I used quite a lot of Pokeballs. But we added to the Pokedex, so it's a bug and flying type, so that means fire attacks are quite effective, and rock type as well. I return later when it's time for the young master's piano lessons. Until then, please give him my regards. Yes, Mr. Harrington. Who might you be? A friend of the young master, perhaps? Ah, I see. Since you seem unaware, I must inform you that this is the base of Team Star's ferry crew, the Ruchbah squad led by young Master Ortega. Mr. Harrington? I don't think we're supposed to be giving out that information. No? Then please accept my apologies. Do you have any idea who this might be? They are no friends of ours. I think I might be here to try and take us on. Understood. In that case, I take it you're an adversary of the young master? Is that so? Well then, that leaves me with one last thing to ask you. Would you be so kind as to indulge me in a quick battle? So, fairy type Pokemon. You can catch Morgram. It's a fairy type. You can catch it in Tech 3 area, the same place where you can find the potion crew. You can catch it. So fairy types are weak against potion attacks, and also other type of attacks depending if they share more than one Pokemon type. This Pokemon I found in a Terra battle when I caught one. The pre-evolution of this Pokemon, it does wander around the Paldea. An outstanding performance, however. Be aware that young Master Ortega's battle prowess far surpasses my paltry skills. You would do well to take care. Now, if you excuse me. The gentlemanly guy used to be the director of the academy, I think. At least, that's what I heard. Now he's like tutoring the balls or something. He shows up here sometimes to take the balls to his lessons. I see the guard has been dealt with. Good job. That base belongs to Team Star's ferry crew, the Ruchbah squad. Their boss Ortega is the mechanic of the team. He may be the youngest of the bosses, but his battle skills are no joke. Underestimate him, and things go south quickly for you. He's also a real lead from the back type. He gets his grunts to do all the dirty work for him. But his weak point is a short fuse. Get him good and angry, and he marches out to the front lines to deal with you himself. In terms of tactics, there's nothing else worth but to take down all the lackeys they send you. Just tough it out until Ortega shows up. Even the smallest stars can light up the sky when they shine together as a constellation. We're the last bastion of Team Star, losing isn't an option. Hey kid, you listening? If you beat 30 of a Pokemon in 10 minutes, we call the boss out to deal with you. So Tinkative and the evolution, you can catch that Pokemon in the wild. It lives mostly near ruins, so parts where you can see parts of broken down castles. Mimikyu I have found mostly in Decatry, so that's near the area around the potion type group. Flores I haven't found in the wild yet. The 3 evolutions you do find in the wild. It is like Floette and Pava or something. The tiny Pokemon that floats around holding on a flower. So Meryl, Azurill, you can all catch at the beginning of the game. It will evolve later on in a water and fairy type. Oh, that big one I haven't got yet, but this is all fairy type. Gardevoir, you can catch them in areas in the snowy mountains. Curlia will appear, I saw them in the Vincia City in the beach area, but also other areas. And Revroom and Rarevroom, so the Pokemon powering the Star Module. You can also find them in the... I found them in the snowy mountains area. So you're... okay. Talk about underwhelming. I was expecting someone, I don't know, a little bit more beefed up. Well, whatever. I don't care who you are. Not like I'm gonna lose to you. Anyway, if you think fairy types are all about cuteness, you're in for a nasty surprise. So Azumarill, which you can find in the wild as well. It spawns in groups with Meryl around it. It's a water fairy type. Electric attacks are usual because it's a water type, and potion type against fairy type Pokemon. Wigglytuff is a normal and fairy type, which evolves from Igglybuff, which you can already find at the first town when you start the game. Then you have to level up the Igglybuff at a high enough affinity level, and with one level up it will evolve in Jigglypuff, which you can also find in the wild. I haven't found Wigglytuff yet, so there's a chance the Pokemon is find in Terror Rage, and it will evolve from Jigglypuff to Wigglytuff using a Moonstone. Dashburn is the evolution of Victo, which you can also find early on in the game, at the start of it. It will evolve in Dashburn, I think it was around level 30, and is fairy type only. Also, Victo is only a fairy type. So raft room, I found them in the area near the snowy mountains, where you have the rock areas, rock with mountains in green. You can also find them in the desert near Taggart Tree, where the area of the forest where the potion crew is. In itself, it's a steel and potion type. But when you're fighting the squad teams, I think it takes on the type of the squad, the team star type. When you find the reference room in the wild, it's a potion steel type. Ugh, how could I lose? What the heck? About a year and a half ago. What the heck? The toy car didn't budge an inch, huh? I told you, it's not a toy, it's called a starmobile, and I was up all night building it. The problem is clearly that we're not giving it enough juice. We designed this thing to be powered by 2 Charcadet, but it's just too heavy. That's such a shame. I want to see the looks on our bullies facing once we got it moving. I'm sorry. I really thought that would work. Come on, good fellow. This is not an occasion for melancholy. Why to make such a remarkable contraption by thine own hand? Genius, thy name is Ortega. Yeah, well, there's no point if it doesn't work, is there? If I knew all that effort would have zero payout, I've had just asked Mother to buy a car for us. See, that is why people don't take us seriously. We say stupid things, you know. What? Mela, cool it, would ya? Yeah, how about no? I mean, we even put this in the code for crying out loud. We started Team Star, we swore to quit relying on our parents or bags of cash to fix our problems for us. Or did you forget? If that hunk of junk doesn't move, get it moving. Ever short on juice, just gotta crank up the power somehow. Doesn't take a genius, man. That's easy enough to say, Melly. Do you have an actual plan? Yep. I'm gonna train up my Charcadet and have them involved. The boosted firepower will get the starmobile moving, no sweat. But the hour of Operation Starfall is night ahead. Will you succeed in time? Oh, I get it done. Melly, wait. You know, Melly shoots her mouth off an awful lot, but she means well. I know. Jeez. This sucks. This sucks. I hate myself for losing, but I also can't get over how awesome you were in the battle. If any of us squad bosses are defeated, That means you have to step down, and going against a code would make me a trainer to the team. Fine. Not like I have any choice anyway, so take the badge already. You better treat it with the respect it deserves. I'm not done yet. Here's my favorite TM too. Feel free to marvel at how awesome it is. And just so you know, you are the worst. Like, the most annoying person ever. But I get it, you're super strong, I admit that much. You even busted up my Starmobile. Young Master Ortega? Mr. Harrington, I guess it's time for my piano lesson, As it happens, I just lost my boss title, so I'm all good to head on home. Actually, a different matter brought me. There's somebody I would like you to meet. He's, is an acquaintance of mine. The name's Clive. Okay, what's your business here? I want you to tell me something. You're the son of a wealthy family and heir to a major apparel company, so why join a group like Team Star? What a question to ask someone you just met. Well, my answer is the same as everyone else in the team. As cause I was bullied. So, the academy really did used to have an issue with bullying. Who would guess, right? The school is all rainbows and butterflies these days. And the bullies from back then don't even go to the academy anymore. Why? What happened to them? As the former director of the academy, I believe I am best positioned to answer that question. About 18 months ago, the members of Team Star confronted the students who used to bully them, and an altercation broke out between the groups. Though it did not escalate in a major incident, the altercation nonetheless caused a scandal of the hitherto unknown proportions. As a result of what occurred that day, the students who had perpetrated the bullying dropped out of the academy, one after another. But there aren't any records of that anywhere in the academy. No, I should imagine not. My former deputy deleted all records of the incident, you see. What? Why would anyone do that? Just as I was puzzling over how best to deal with Team Star in the aftermath of the incident, a student came to see me. This student declared that he would take all responsibility for the team's actions. In exchange, they requested that I exonerate the other students of Team Star from any blame. Huh? No one told me that. I accepted the request and agreed not to take disciplinary action against Team Star. Then I assigned 18 months of overseas study to the student who took responsibility for the team. A year and a half studying abroad? This was not intended as a punishment, you see. Team Star were the victims after all. I wanted this student to take some time to rest, so I had them return home to the Color region under the pretext of overseas study. Around that time, however, the former deputy director took it upon himself to erase all traces of the incident from the academy servers. It appears his intent was to shield himself from any blame. So he tried to cover up the whole thing? That's terrible. After we discovered what he had done, I dealt with him approximately, of course, but the inability of myself and the rest of the teaching staff to prevent this terrible act also represented a grave blunder on our part. I accepted the blame that lay at my feet and resigned from my position as director. The rest of the teaching staff then joined me in handling their notices. So that's why the current teachers were all brought in a year and a half ago. I understand my actions has caused you a great deal of trouble. You have my sincere apologies. Hang on, Mr. Harrington. How come you suddenly decided to talk about this now? Young Master Ortega, Team Star cannot carry on in its current fashion. I merely wish to give you a chance to chart a better course. Well, there's no way I'm abandoning my friends and going to school without them. Not after we've gone this far. Your friends in Team Star must mean a great deal to you. Isn't that obvious? It's cause, you know, they're my greatest treasure in the world. Cassiopeia, it's me. Did you do it? Did you claim Ortega's star badge? With the boss no longer around, the Ruchbah squad is as good as finished. So, Ortega was the last. All 5 squad bosses have now been toppled from their pedestals. I imagine they'll leave Team Star before long, now that they've lost their special positions. After that, they should soon be back attending classes at the academy. Nice work out there. Is that Clive, I hear? Cassiopeia, well done to you too. Thanks. Now about the reward, I transfer some league points over to your phone, as promised. Oh, that reminds me, I'm doing the whole supply unit rep this time, right? Indeed, you can go ahead and give them their bonus rewards now. At long last, Operation Starfall has entered this final stage. There's only one thing left on the agenda. You must defeat the big boss and have Team Star disband for good. Don't worry, there's no need to search them out. The true identity of the big boss is none other than me. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to keep it from you for so long, but the right moment never came. I'm the one who formed Team Star. Back then, the members of the team were my closest friends, and I treasure them more than anything. If they go on like this, Team Star won't do any good for anyone. They've got to give it up, so I'm using the code we made together to force them to disband. I've been waiting for you in the schoolyard after dark. You should come as well, Clive. Then, I'll see you both there. So, Cassiopeia was the big boss of Team Star this whole time? I scarcely thought it's possible, but with this revelation, I just might have an inkling of the true identity. As soon as we find our answers after dark in the academy schoolyard, let's prepare as best we can before heading over. So that was all the Team Stars. So we have to head back to the academy in Mesa Gosa. We also defeated all the 8 gyms. So we can also take on the Pokemon League. We haven't done yet. And to complete the Path of Legends, we have to go talk to Arvin. He will be at Pokepath. Then we completed the Path of Legends, and then after defeating the other 2 storylines, you will be able to go further with the main line. So thank you all for watching. Wish you well. See you in the next video.